In this video, I'll show you how to use the HTTP node in TinyCommand to make API requests to external tools and services. To get started, double-click on the canvas to open the search modal and search for HTTP. From the options, select HTTP request and add it to the canvas. This node is used to make API calls, whether it's a webhook or any external API endpoint. Now, there are three ways to work with this node. First, you can start from scratch and manually configure everything. Second, you can use pre-built templates like GET request, POST JSON, authenticated request, or file upload. And third, you can import a curl command directly. Before using any of these methods, one important thing is that you need to understand the API documentation of the tool you are trying to integrate. That documentation tells you what endpoint to use, what data to send, and how authentication works. Let's take an example using the OpenAI API. Go to the OpenAI API documentation. Based on our use case, we want to generate a text response, so we select the Create Response API. On the documentation page, you'll see a curl command on the right-hand side. Now, the easiest way is to copy that curl command, come back to your workflow, select the option to import a curl command and paste it here. You'll notice that most of the configuration gets automatically filled. The only thing you need to do is replace the placeholder with your actual OpenAI API key. And just like that, your API request is ready without building everything manually. Now let's look at the second method, which is configuring it manually using a template. From the templates, select POST JSON, since the API we're using requires a POST request. Next, we need the API endpoint. Go back to the documentation, copy the endpoint URL, shown alongside the curl command, and paste it into the URL field in your node. Now comes the body configuration. From the documentation, we can see that this API requires fields like model and input. So we go back to the node and define our JSON body with these fields. For example, model would be the model name and input would be the text prompt. Next is authentication. From the documentation, we know that this API uses a bearer token. So in the authorization section, select bearer token and paste your API key. You can also configure headers if required. In this case, that the content type is application/JSON, which is usually pre-filled. Once everything is configured according to the documentation, click on Save and Test. If everything is set correctly, you'll see a successful response in the output, which means your API call worked and the data has been received. And that's how you can use the HTTP node to make API requests and integrate external tools inside TinyCommand. And honestly, all it takes is a TinyCommand.